Welcome back to Tell Vanessa. I'm your host, Vanessa Cruickshank. So what have we got in store for you? Well, each and every week we discuss an interesting topical debate, highlight a community issue or business, and then you tell me your dilemmas. Then we finish with some good musical talent. So for the next 30 minutes, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Tell Vanessa. Meeting people online is now the new normal. But recently, a lady called Anna Rowe wants to put a petition to Parliament to make catfishing illegal. That's where you pretend to be someone else online. But we've all heard stories about people who've met someone online who is not who they say they are, or is living a double life. But we brush this under the carpet as a little bit weird, or even harmless. But when is it not harmless? When you're robbed, when your identity is stolen, or when someone dies? So on tonight's show, we discuss, should pretending to be someone else online, known as catfishing, be made illegal? Tell Vanessa, just tell Vanessa now. So Yair, you're a social media lawyer. Yeah. You heard my opening statement about Anna Rowe trying to make catfishing illegal. Yes. What do you think of that?
Well, I think that if we want to legislate for people not telling lies at all, then it might work, because part of social media is allowing people to express themselves in all different ways and also remain anonymous on the internet.
But it's fraud.
Well, it is only fraud if you lie to someone and then you go on to commit a crime. For example, you lure them into sexual activity under false pretense, you steal the money, you take the credit card, you're doing something else. There's always an element of another crime that is involved in that. Lying by itself is not a crime. Do we really want a society to create a new crime, which is lying?
I don't want a nanny state, but in a way I do think it should be made illegal, because I'll be meeting you under false pretenses. You're saying that you're someone else, and I'm going to meet you thinking you're that person, and you're not.
What you will find quite often, this meeting will never happen, because the person who's pretending to be somebody else, they don't want to meet you. They want to have that virtual relationship online, which might be the same thing that you want as well.
So you're talking about like a fantasy?
Like a fantasy,
then
absolutely.
Then forget social media and go join a different website and fulfill your fantasy.
Well, there are certain websites that allow you to go and play a game and pretend that you're in a different world. But the reality is that if we decided we are going to ban fake social media accounts, two things will probably happen. First, social media will go bankrupt. Because we know there's a figure of...
And I don't think there's anything majorly wrong with that.
Well, there might not be, but we need social media. We use social media. The users of social media are on the increase all the time. The second thing that is likely to happen is we will be forcing people to put on social media true information and circumstances that could potentially put them at risk.
But we've got 83 million people worldwide that have fake Facebook accounts.
That's correct.
Yeah, or duplicate. That actually is concerning, because potentially the people that you're talking to, that you think you're speaking to online, aren't who they say they are.
That's true, and what you might find is that out of these 83 million people, or the number might be even larger, quite a lot of these people are us, our family, our friends, people that we know, people who are not criminals. They just want to pretend they're somebody else on the internet. Do we really want to turn them all into criminals?
So what would you say to somebody that has any concerns that somebody they're speaking to online isn't who they say they are? What should they do?
If you believe that their crime is about to be committed, such as fraud or sexual offense or anything like that, my suggestion is that you call the police straight away. However, under most circumstances, the police will be unable or will not have the resources to help. So
why call the police? What can the police do then in that circumstance?
Well, Precisely. If all that is happening is the person is pretending to be somebody else and you don't believe that, or you have doubts whether they are the people they say you are, my suggestion is make inquiries, ask questions, demand answers. If you're still unsatisfied, just step back, disengage, move on with your life.
Thank you for coming to talk to me this evening.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Earlier I spoke to Lorin LaFave about catfishing. So Lorin, thank you so much for coming in this evening.
Thanks, Vanessa.
Your story was really harrowing because your son was murdered by someone that he met online, pretending to be someone else. Can you just tell us a little bit about your story?
My eldest son, Breck, was always a good boy, and he started a new school, and some friends that he reunited with back from when he was 8 years old invited him into a gaming group, and he was so excited. It really helped him settle into school because he was reunited with those old friends. Shortly, though, I heard a deeper sounding voice in the group, and they were having fun, they were chatting and gaming, but the deeper sounding voice concerned me. When I asked Breck, he said it was a friend of one of his friends. So he had been introduced to him through friends from school, and I was immediately alarmed. And I paid attention to what was happening. I asked Breck questions, and in the end, I did everything I could to try to separate Breck from this older man. But in the end, I didn't succeed.
So you started an intervention, didn't you, where you got other parents and stuff together, which is what any good parent would do. But that's when things began to change and went underground. What happened then?
Well, I did talk to the other parents, and they would say things like, well, the boys have been gaming with this guy for years, you know, and then I had to bring it to their attention that he was telling lies, he was pretending to be something amazing. He said he had a successful software company, he said he was a millionaire. And I didn't believe any of it. He wouldn't show his picture. You couldn't find any information of his fictitious software company online. And I tried to convince other people, talk to other people, and at that point it was very difficult to get people to understand that boys can be groomed too. And because Breck was a good boy, nobody was suspecting that there was anything wrong with him. But behind the scenes, he was getting free gifts. He ended up getting a free iPhone 6. And he was thrilled with the compliments and the opportunities that were meant to be coming his way. He had no idea that this was someone who was just catfishing with all these boys, making up, you know, a fake personality and all sorts of fake careers. And all of those boys thought they were speaking to someone who was quite accomplished.
So do you think the police take catfishing seriously?
I think we can never take it seriously enough. We need more help to be able to stop people from pretending to be something that they're not. And I think it's become too easy with, you know, all of the social media that's available. But we do need steps put in place to ensure, especially children, because anyone can fall for this, but especially children, understand that there are people out there who are pretending to be someone they're not. And we need the police to be able to monitor and stop them if it's been brought to their attention.
Because you did call the police, didn't you?
I did. I told them the name of the predator, his age, the county where he actually lived. I passed over the stories, and I couldn't get anyone to believe me. It's so sad to think that I knew, and I still couldn't save my son. So I think it's really important that we're all aware of you know, these sort of personality traits of someone pretending to be something they're not, controlling and manipulating, being very persuasive, but also building a friendship that feels real. People who fall for this, they actually can be very intelligent people, but they are falling for what these predators are saying to them.
Because it's not only children that can be groomed, it can be adults as well.
Exactly.
25% of rapists in 2005 found their victims online through social media. And to me, that's really scary.
It is. In our work with the Breck Foundation, I set up because I needed something good to come out of this. I do say to the teenagers who look dubious about what I'm saying to them, it's not just a message for children. Even adults need to remember to never meet up in a private place when they've only met online. That's our most important message, that you always find somewhere public, that you always tell someone where you're going, and never put yourself in a situation that you can't escape.
And how's the Breck Foundation going?
We are doing very well. We do as much as we can to try to bring about all these awareness and safety messages, and we're campaigning for more PSHE lessons to keep children safer, through their school. And we're trying to talk to as many people as we can to make sure young people are empowered to make safer choices for themselves online.
So what would you say now to anyone that is scared or has safety issues about being online?
I think it's awareness that we can't just believe everything everyone says online. There are people who may be unstable or have mental health issues or lack in confidence who will build up a fake persona and a fake, profile just to impress people. And we need to be able to understand that, recognize it so that we can see through it and not fall for their lies.
So do you think catfishing should be made illegal?
I think it should, because at the end of the day, why is it acceptable to be fraudulent about who you are and say that you're something when you're not? Be yourself.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thanks, Vanessa.
With social media now becoming the place of choice to make friends and meet your partner, there does need to be some sensible legal protection while being online. Catfishing may seem harmless, but there are many incidences when it becomes sinister or, as we've heard, can even lead to death. And although I don't want a nanny state, I do want some protection while being online. So to all of those of you who are catfishing, pretending to be someone else online, beware. The law might be changing very soon.
Tell Vanessa, just tell Vanessa now.
It's Deliberate sponsors Tell Vanessa. It's Deliberate sponsors Tell Vanessa.
Tell Vanessa, just tell Vanessa now.
Each and every week we highlight a community issue or business, and this week we talked to Amanda Sweeney, who has just launched the urban music lifestyle magazine 411. Hi Amanda.
Hey Vanessa.
So you've been in the industry now for the last 15 years. What has now made you decide to start a magazine, especially when they say that print media is dying?
I agree with you. I think print media is changing, and that's why I'm a digital magazine. So we're a free digital publication available worldwide, and I wanted it to be accessible to everybody on every aspect. So long as you can get on the internet, you can have access to the 411.
So you're creating kind of a music community?
Absolutely. It's an urban music community outreach.
So when you say urban, it can mean so many different things to so many different people. For me, it means rebranding popular black culture and making it acceptable to the masses. What does urban music lifestyle mean to you?
Urban music and lifestyle to me is anybody who's not mainstream. So somebody who might have a door closed on them purely because of how they dress, maybe where they come from, maybe the type of music that they're making, the way that they speak. I wanted to have a platform that was non-biased, that had a door open for everybody with talent.
So you deal with a lot of black artists, don't you?
Yes, yes.
Yeah? Because you deal with, is it dance hall, hip hop, grime?
Soca, bash, everything.
Everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how are you received by the community?
For the most part, absolutely fine. Welcome with open arms. But you do always get the flip side. I've been in the industry a long time, and I have experienced racism, and I have experienced sexism, because being a woman in the industry and then being a white woman in the industry, there is a stigma attached, and I'm not one for that. I've always been unity is the way forward.
And how have you dealt with the stigma?
I kind of have to just brush it off. I'm bigger than that. I know what I'm here for. I don't pay any attention to the negative. People are always going to have something to say. And
They
I think,
always do, yeah.
Absolutely. And I think as long as you know what your bottom line is and never go below that and remain your own dignity, you're good to go.
So what can we expect from the 411 magazine?
Well, we've got loads of great stuff coming up. We always do an artist spotlight in every issue, and I do have an exclusive for you.
Go on, tell me, please.
Okay, so she's agreed to do it, but we haven't done the interview yet. So I think it's probably going to come sort of issue 3 or 4, but that's dancehall sensation Spice.
Really? You've got Spice?
Spice from Jamaica, absolutely. I wanted her ideally for the launch, but she was a bit busy with all the stuff going on around Christmas time and everything else.
But that's really big, and that's going to do so much for the magazine.
Well, absolutely. That's the point. I am totally pro Spice. I love the fact that she is unique. She dominates with her sexuality.
She's a female.
Absolutely. I'm all about the girls. I'm pro woman. Okay, and we are coming up. we are totally coming up.
No, that's going to be good. So 411 magazine, what about an award ceremony coming up?
That is also on its way, and we've hinted at it in the magazine and on social media, but we can confirm now, another exclusive for you, Vanessa, that yes, there will be the 411 Magazine Music Awards.
So when's that going to happen?
We're hoping for September, but I don't want to do something like BET or MTV's traditional type of music awards.
Okay.
I want to target the underground, the independent artists, the people who sort of ripple above the surface.
The people who haven't got a voice.
Absolutely. That's exactly what I'm all about, is creating a platform where if you've got talent, you'll be seen and heard.
So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. Listen, thank you so much for coming to the show today.
Thank you for having me. It's been a blast.
All right. This is the part of the show where you tell me your dilemmas, I tell you what I think, and then we take it to the streets. Our first dilemma this evening is from a lady called Amy. I'm 27 and feel real anger towards my so-called friend. Over the past 9 months, I've been feeling really neglected. My friend has apparently met the love of her life and got engaged. Now all she wants to do is spend time with her fiancé or with his mates. I never get invited to anything, and she's always doing things with them and their girlfriends. I know I handled things really badly by shouting at her and telling her she's neglecting our friendship. She responded by not talking to me. I haven't heard from her in months. I miss her, I love her. What do I do?
Tell Vanessa, just tell Vanessa now.
You're acting like a teenager. You should want your friend to be happy. Meeting a partner, having children, changing job, moving location, it's all a normal part of life. My advice is to apologise and tell her what you told me. You miss her and you love her, then back off. Give her some time to enjoy what she's feeling without having to feel guilty about you. Yes, it's hard when people move on and you feel like you're stuck in the same place. Things will change for you at some point, so take a chill pill and be happy for your friend, even if it hurts. But like I say each week, this is just my advice. Let's hear what they say on the street.
First of all, I think the main important thing you need to do is have a sit down with your friend.
My first bit of advice is to call her friend, arrange a meeting to go out for a meal or for drinks, and then that's when she can say in a calm way why she's feeling the way she is.
When someone has a new partner, they are going to be quite close, they are going to be spending a lot of time together.
You shouldn't talk first, you should let her talk first, and once she's finished, then you can say to her how it made you feel.
But the main thing is just communicate to her in a positive way that she's been feeling neglected since her friend has found a new partner.
She's still your friend and she still loves you, and eventually she will slowly drift back to you, but that's the way it goes when someone's found someone new.
So Amy, I hope you take her advice, because as they say, a problem shared is a problem halved. So if you've got a dilemma, email us here at dilemma@tellvanessa.com. So we've come to the end of another great show. I hope you've enjoyed the show as much as we have. I'd like to thank all our guests and thank you for sending in your dilemmas. But if you want to talk to us about a particular topic, or you just want to have your say about the show, then get in touch with us. The information's at the bottom of the screen. So now I'm going to leave you with a brilliant female artist who's not only vocally gifted, she's extremely talented, and she's only 15. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Lydia Singer.
No need to go try and explain, I've heard it before. 'Cause I know where you have got to, but where have you been to before? That look that you keep in your eyes, such a fragile disguise. 'Cause I know that as soon as you break, you're sleeping on the bed of lies. I'm so tired of the excuses that weren't meant for me, and I'm tired of being reckless, chasing you. I can't breathe, so I'm coming at my skull to those who wrong me, 'cause I can finally see take the pain whilst you're losing sleep down on the floor. The heartache that's inside of you goes down to the core. 'Cause I know when you're done and through, you'll be waiting outside of my door. I'm so tired of things you said that weren't meant for me. And I'm tired of being reckless, chasing you, I can't breathe. So I got being a nice girl to those who wronged me. 'Cause I can finally see. I can finally see what you're doing to me. I can finally